Well, I bring you greetings from the people of Margibi, especially the leadership. On tomorrow, we are going to receive a new superintendent who is a female, Madam Victoria Woloba Duncan, first in the history of Margibi County.
Okay.
And so I'm pleased to be here. It is our home. We do these things normally, but to be on base is great, and I'm grateful that we are here today, Vavli.
Thank you. And the other guy?
Thank you so much. I'm Emmanuel Msua from Foya, Lofa County, District 1. I'm grateful to be here then, and I bring you greetings from the people of Foya and Lofa County at large. And it's a fun time being here this morning.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let me start with my man, Paul Ramsey. Paul, I always say, give us your experience as a correspondent in a county big as Grand Jide.
Yeah, so thank you very much, Ovavle. Straight to that issue, being a correspondent, especially so in an environment where you have difficulties having access to places where you see news are emanating from. You have challenges of the roads. You have difficulties in communication, sometimes network problems, and so the challenges are enormous. But because it's our work, and sometimes we have to do it in the midst of all of that, we make sure we reach all out to the people. But over the years, for the past or over 5 years I've been working in that place, we've built a kind of system where we are in contact, we have link, we have network, and we have a lot of people who are working to making sure that the information is made available to us. And so it's difficult to say that if you are in Monrovia, you don't want to go there to work, because a lot of people have that perception that it's a difficult terrain, and then life there is so hard. And I can tell you for free that Grand Jide County is one county in Liberia that you would like to live, despite the distance and despite the road which is currently being worked on. So it is one place that you would like to go live, because people there are very hospitable, and life there is very good. The business climate there is also very good, and I can say that despite a lot of misgivings about that county, Grand Jide County, when it comes to the issue of journalists working free environment, I can tell you that that environment is very conducive, and I've been working peacefully with my people and with other people who come there. We've also been able to raise concerns of partners who are giving support to government in other aspects of development. When it comes to the issue of health, we raise their concern. When it comes to infrastructure, we talk more about the role. When it comes to the issue of security, we go all out to make sure that we follow information that are emanating from rural areas, from villages, from towns, from places that are hard to reach, on grounds that we have built linked. And sometimes we take the bull by the horn by reaching out to those places to make sure that we gather information that people need to know about and know what's happening in Grand Jide. So it'd be a very good experience, I can say, working with my own people.
Paul, what is challenging about the work you do in Grand Jide County?
Well, if I've to be very sincere with you, it's very good to say it the way it is, and to be raw about it. What's challenging actually has to do with this issue of network, or internet and networks. Most of the time, Vavle, you call us and you said sometimes you don't get to us. Sometimes you place a call and the call can't get to you at the time. By the time you get to know that is on a missed call, and before you return the call, your time has elapsed and things like that. So network is one major challenge. Another thing has to do with the issue of transportation. All right, because if you want to get to a place where news is being heard, where news is coming from, and you want to get there in time, when partners are having program, when they're having activities, and you need to go there, when there are events that need to be played in the news, and you need to be there, you must have your gadgets, you must have your recorder, you must have your camera, you must have everything that is useful, all right, for you to get that news the way it is. So sometimes it's very difficult. You can't get there on time. You're not mobile. You don't have even a kind of full sophisticated or camera that you be able to gather the images that are there and place them on television. So those are challenges that we faced there. We are faced with there. So, but in the midst of that, we still have to work to be going on, and so we do our best to make sure that we use those that are available to us, and from time to time that's what we're doing. But again, there are a lot of challenges, and we hope that new management is going to look at that very seriously.
Thank you, Elvis. Let me hear you. You've been in this business for a couple of years.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, Upper Margibi is your terrain.
Mhm.
How is it there for you?
Well, firstly, let me use the time to appreciate you and the new management team for thinking about us and providing such an opportunity. I've always said to many persons that no learning is a waste. Every time you have the opportunity to acquire a skill or the knowledge, make use of that. So for me, in Upper Mangibi, where I've worked for some time, we've been able to do our best in terms of going for the news, going to far to reach areas. I remember I went to Nuastan, to Yim, to Biam, to Jibistown. Those are challenging areas, especially when it comes to road connectivity. Mangibi is one of those areas, especially Upper Mangibi, that seems to be very difficult in terms of road connectivity. But be as it may, we have this responsibility to informing and educating the public. And so we go and do what is right so that our people get the information. And I'm told when a man is informed, he takes and makes a sound decision. So, in the absence of having information about growth and development of your own community and society, it makes it very difficult. And so, we are doing that. Challenges, yes, of course. If you want to go to some of those places, for example, you want to reach as far as Wom, which is about 1 to 2 hours distant on the motorbike. How do you get to those places? Because the people in the rural parts are also important. They want to hear about themselves. If a town chief in a community is undertaking a project, that town chief wants to hear himself. The people in that community, they want to hear themselves. And so this is one of the major challenges in terms of mobility, challenge terrains. And so those are some of the challenges, progress we've made, our achievements. We've been able to change the society at a certain point in time. Mind you, when there are issues, for example, land issue, talking about an alleged murder issues, when those issues are raised and flagged on state radio, people tend to believe that there's a system, the information is moving out, and people are also careful because when you are apprehended for these alleged crimes, when you are found guilty through the competent court of jurisdiction, I mean, the law lays hands on you. So we've been able to make some progress in those directions.
Sure.
We've been able to flag developmental issues in the county. Just quite recently, I was in Yemen, Shema Farm. Representative Emmanuel Ya is undertaking road rehabilitation in that part. I was also opportune to have visited Farmer district. I just jumped over my man Orlando.
Yeah.
I went to Farmer, and the agreement in with the government of Liberia, China, and the government of Liberia, the mineral development agreement. Since then, that company needed to have rehabilitated and paved a couple of roads in that part. But with the current leadership now in district serving, talking about for the farmer, he's been very instrumental ensuring that the responsibilities that have been provided in the constitution as a lawmaker, he's been able to advocate for his people as we speak currently, Vavle, from Hindi town now towards Bomb Mines. China Neal is on that road to ensuring that the people have access to good road connectivity in that part of Bon County.
Great, Elvis. Let me hear from the new guy on the block again. You can call your name again and just tell us where you're from.
Okay, I'm Emmanuel Soa from Foya, Lofa County.
Okay, Emmanuel. So tell us, how's Foya, and I know you're getting started, but how do you intend to get adjusted, and how do you feel being part of the LBS family?
Well, thank you so much, and I feel good to be part of the LBS family because this is the nation's pride, and we are seeing others working and giving us credible information to our country. I think it will be a fine time being with the LBS and also share an experience together. And from our side of Lofa, Lower Lofa, which I'm from, the Kurang, the Vau, and that of Foya district. And so our people in the country will know what are some of those things and challenges that we are facing on the path of the county. So I feel fine, and I'll be proud working with LBS.
Great. And let me come back to you, Paul. How do you feel being part of this training, and how you think this training will sharpen your skills?
Yes, so thank you very much, Rafley. In the first place, I must be grateful to the new management for embarking on this kind of journey, especially so capacity building, very important in every space of work. I must admit that they've started very well and they can continue the way they've started. Training, I have always said that no knowledge is wasted. And so in the course of our work, we see a lot of challenges. We talk about news gathering, we talk about the writing styles, when you talk about sometimes the presentations, we talk about productions of news, we find some challenges. But again, the trainings will help us a whole lot to make sure that it will reshape our course of work. And so I can see that in the next few days, the training will be very helpful in enhancing our job. Again, the training will sometimes you see something new. Everyone can learn almost every day. All right, and the training will help us a whole lot to reawaken our enthusiasms and our ability to do the work that we've been doing for the past years. So it's a very good thing. I hope that will be very helpful to all of us as correspondents.
Great. Elvis, you've been here a couple of times for trainings. Tell us about this one. How I mean, what's your prospect?
Well, I think every time you have a responsibility, you need to execute that to the fullest. And every time opportunity comes, there is a need to make use of that. I've always said and told many persons that no education is a waste. And every time when you are called for a training, there are new things that you are going to acquire. There are new things that you will be learning. There are new things that will come on your way. And so we've been here in the past and trying to ensure that we update ourselves, our skills, so that we can be able to do our work professionally. And so I like to say to the management, yes, we are in town. We want to appreciate them for ensuring that we continue to acquire these skills. Because new things, we are in a new world, world, Fafle. Life is changing. Technology is advancing. And so in those areas, we hope we can be provided some of those bits and pieces so that we can be able to do our work in line with the objective of the Liberian Broadcasting System.
Thank you. Let me come to you, Emmanuel.
Yeah.
Well, what do you hope to achieve after the training today?
Well, I hope to achieve new things because I think in the media sector, if you are trained and it gives you more strength to go out and you know how to balance your information. I think I'm experiencing most of those things from various institutions, training your staffs or training your workers, build them up, and they will be on top of things when it comes to sharing the information to the people of whom they're working for. And so I'll be, expecting a lot of things at the end of this training, and I will take them back and work with them to see how best we come up with balanced informations, with credible ones for our institutions and more especially the LBS.
Thank you very much. I know the challenges are the same. The advantage. I know. In for example, Grand Jide Paul Ramsey, you are a big boy. The theme is attached to what you do, but there are also challenges as well. They are not different from your man in Margibi. Do you people talk sometimes, share story ideas and all that? Do you do that?
Well, yes, we do that. We doing that, and we have a common place we meet. We have a chat room. We meet. We share ideas.
Okay.
We also connected on WhatsApp and social media. Like when I was coming to town, I called Elvis and said, "Look, man, I'm coming. I'm on my way to Monrovia. I'm passing through your place, and so it will be important that we meet and discuss and have some tete-a-tete or conversation." And so we meet. Sometimes you have an issue and you say, I heard this in River G, or Prince, are you on top of it?
Mm-hmm.
And Prince will quickly get to that. We can link one another when there are issues and that we can't get there, or it's not within it's not within our reach. All right, it's not in our coverage area.
Mm-hmm.
So we do that connections and make sure we put our colleagues on par. So we have that link, we have that connections, and it has been very helpful for the job we do over the years.
Great. Elvis, the same?
Yeah, most time, I have a couple of friends in the correspondent of LBS, especially George Colley, who lives in a very difficult terrain in Rio Moserado.
He's very close to you.
As well as Orlando, Tobatano, Paul Ramsey. So most time I call, these great journalists to talk about some issues of interest. Sometimes when people call us that there are issues in some of the counties, while it's true that we may not be there, but we have proximity with those counties, and so we normally call them Paul Tobatano, Orlando, Big Boy Kwemini, who comes from Bon County.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what we normally do. I mean, no one knows it all. Sometimes you have a story and you are hitched up. I will call George Colley, my man. How can I raise this story? How can I do the headline for the story? I need some, a bit and pieces from you. And normally that's what we do. So because what we do, you may not know it all. You could be thinking in a different direction. Whereas a code is thinking, differently. But when you organize your thoughts and ideas with the colleagues, you seem to be very perfect. So we've been able to do that, and we'll be able to achieve that, objectively.
Yeah, Emmanuel as well.
Yeah, thank you. We've been in this. Sometimes we have collaboration, communications, like night working with your friends,
Mm-hmm.
and more especially when you gather information somewhere where it's a place that's hard to reach, and you have those network communications, and those issues have been relayed to you, and you work towards them to see how you can balance those information. And more especially like where we are, you talk of Fuya, you talk of Vahon, wherein you have some challenges to reach there. But when you have those networking with those guys that are there in Vahon, makes your work very easier. And so we've been working on that, like in Kolahon, we have communications line with Kolahon also to build up the media strength. So we've been working on that in the past with chat rooms, communications, and to see how best we can build up our media skills much effectively to share the information to our people. So we've been working in line with other media colleagues around our county to make sure that things are all in course in our part.
Okay, gentlemen, we're already running out of time. Our guest will be here very soon. Let me go around the table again about your parting comments. I know you stay here during the course of the week. You'll be making some stop bys and talking to your people. But let me hear you, Paul, before I leave you.
Yes, so thank you very much. I want to say a very big thank to the management. Thank you to the new Director General, Director Eugene Facon, and his teammates for starting this way. It's a very good way to go. Good news, we have roads being worked on in southeastern part of Liberia and other part of the country. I rode from Zuedru to Ganta for just like 6 hours. It was good. And which is something that you couldn't have done before. So the roads have been worked on. The rehabilitation work is ongoing. The road from Ganta to Seklepi to Tapeta, they are all good right now. Works are ongoing there. Machines are actively there. Also from Grand Chide to River G, works are ongoing there. I mean, the roads are passable right now. Under this season, we're going to have easy drive in the respective directions, and it's a very good news. Today in Grand Chide County, Honorable Alex Chesia Grant, the newly appointed and confirmed superintendent of the county, will be inducted along with his colleagues, the assistant superintendent for development and the administrative officer, along with the city mayor. All of them will be inducted today, and that's a very good thing to say. His arrival was so enthusiastic. Well, almost like a tsunami in Zuedru. A lot of people did not expect it that way. After a lot of trivial issues that were raised, his arrival in Grand Chide County was alarming. Was graced by thousands of Grand Chileans, and so it's good to
Yeah, you
say.
can just knock them out. Yeah, great. Go ahead.
All right. So it was so overwhelmingly received by citizens of the county. We also have in Grand Jide County today the Minister of Gender will be visiting. We'll talk about Bemi Harris College. She will be visiting Grand Jide today. She left River G this morning, and currently I'm sure they'll be in Grand Jide to do a lot of work there relative to gender issues, and that's a very good news. Also, the Minister of Internal Affairs, Minister Francis Humani, was in Grand Jide a few weeks back to calm down the situation that was there relative to the protestation and disagreement, and that place has been very peaceful, though there are still some splinters of disagreement which have been worked on, and so that's good news. The government is looking at Grand Jide County. That's a plus. Must say good to them. We're happy to go this way, and the people are too excited. We're also aware that a lot of projects are coming up. The agricultural sectors is being empowered, and there are projects going on there, and so children, daughters, and sons of Grand Jide County have been recruited to work in this government. The citizens are also excited about that, and so we want to be grateful for where they are as they told us every day. I'm also grateful to be a part of this family to make sure that we raise the bar of this government related to what they are doing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Paul. Elvis, let me hear you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Afle. Once again, I'd like to appreciate the management team for this invitation. We will make maximum use of the time and opportunity provided, so we are able to do our work in line with what needs to be done. I'd like to bring this to your attention and to the attention of the Liberia Land Authority. Vavle, in saying this, we need to be very mindful in this country with the issue of land ownership, land acquisition, how people acquire land, and how do we maintain those public facilities and public land across the country. Because a couple of days now in Upper Mangibi, there has been an issue there with community land, where in the outgoing city mayor, I was able to provide a parcel of land for the community, but the community itself needs, according to them, an acre of land for a construction of a project, which of course is 100,000 as the project. As we speak currently, there is an issue on that parcel of land. Mind you, it's a public land, and I believe that a public land should benefit the larger society. Why the student individuals, of course, but the public needs to benefit the public land, especially when it comes to manual development. And finally, with the issue, there has been, an ongoing land conflict between one Moba Yekima and Idrisia and Sunumani Jalo in a woman colored clan. I received a notice that just over the weekend, they could order an eviction. And as we speak to you, Mogba has been evicted. But what is surprising, the grave of that young man, his mother's grave was broken into. And I think the land authority needs to look at this because if we are not careful in terms of how we handle land issue in this country, it's going to be a difficult thing for us. We hope that the land authority will do all she can in her power to ensuring that justice is served and to Liberians. When you have an opportunity to serve, you must do it diligently with commitment, and so that we all live side by side as a people nation.
Thank you very much, Elvis Gono. Let me hear you, Emmanuel, before we leave you.
Thank you, Vavle. Thank you so much. I think it has been fine time being with us this morning, and I think the people of Foya will be happy hearing my voice this morning on the state radio, and I'll say that Foya, I think Foya is also part of the LBS family. We are grateful, and we continue being grateful to the LBS family anytime we are opportune to come here. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Well, they are our correspondents from across the country. They are here to undergo training here on the compound of the Liberia Broadcasting System. So as time goes by, you'll be hearing them. They will come and be sharing their own experiences right here. But you're listening to the Super Morning Show on ELBC Radio. Very shortly, I will be speaking with the officer in charge of the Rural and Renewable Energy Agency, Mr. Samuel Nangbe. He will be here very shortly as my guest on the Super Morning Show. 99.9. My name is Fafli Kamara.